Hey everyone, are you the person out there that's eating raw chicken? If so, please stop, because you're ruining it for the rest of us. We're going to get into what the FDA is about to do that is incredibly stupid in order to protect those few people out there that are eating raw chicken for some reason. Alright folks, if you go to the grocery store section and you get your breaded chicken off the shelf, I don't care if it looks a little crispy. Your mother told you you need to bake that chicken. You need to cook that chicken because it is raw. If you read the packaging, assuming that you can count to 10, even if you do have your fingers out, and you can read, you would know that you need to cook that chicken. However, apparently enough Americans are too stupid and need to be protected and coddled by the FDA and the American government. So they are going to wage a war against salmonella. Or at least that's what they say they're going to do. Sounds more like they're going to wage a war against chicken. So, just yesterday, the FDA has announced that they are going to crack down on salmonella. Particularly, they are going to go after breaded and stuffed raw chicken products. Because, once again, Americans are too stupid to read the packaging and know that they're supposed to cook that chicken. So the answer to that, of course, is not to educate people in how to cook food or to let nature have its course with people who choose not to cook their food. Instead, we're going to have to put up guide rails around all of the chicken and make it so that the chicken doesn't have salmonella in it anymore. And you might ask yourself the question, how are you going to make it so that there's no salmonella in the chicken? If you're thinking this is going to make food taste worse, it's going to make it harder for small independent processors of chicken to actually produce chicken, and going to raise the price of chicken because they're going to have to get new industrial equipment and all this kind of stuff like that, develop new processes. And on top of that, probably going to make it so there's going to be less chicken out there, then you would be right, because that's exactly what this sounds like. Alright, so let's look into the specifics here. So this set of rules got proposed Friday and was announced just yesterday. As they say, 1.3 million Americans every year get sickened by salmonella. That's just Americans. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Get with it. Start reading the packaging, folks. It sends more than 26,000 of them to hospitals each year and causes 420 deaths. Out of 300 million Americans, 420 die with salmonella, probably. Probably not even from salmonella. It could be from salmonella, but probably with salmonella. We all saw how those numbers actually work during this last cough period, didn't we? Alright, so 420 deaths. That's probably equivalent to how many kids drown in buckets every year, but okay, let's keep going with this, okay? Since 1998, breaded and stuffed raw chicken products have been associated with 14 salmonella outbreaks and approximately 20 illnesses. Wait a minute, 1998 that was 24 years ago. You're telling me that salmonella outbreaks have been tied to breaded and stuffed raw chicken 200 times in the last 24 years. Now, as an accountant, that means there's been 10 people have gotten sick a year, less than, for the past 20-some years. And this is going to require a massive rule change, and to do the impossible, we're going to take salmonella out of raw chicken across the entire United States because 10 people a year get sick from this. Now, if you're starting to question that narrative just a little, you, my friend, are part of the problem. Yes, you are part of the problem, like me. We are asking questions. We should stop doing that. Last year alone, there was an outbreak tied to frozen breaded raw chicken products that caused 36 illnesses. Sent 12 people to the hospital. Again, I ask you the question, how many kids drown in buckets every year? And you would be in the same ballpark, okay? You don't see us banning buckets from buckets, or plastic from buckets, or demanding that holes be drilled at the bottom of every bucket so that water will not accumulate in buckets. And yet, here we are. So, it gets more interesting here. So, they proposed new rules required that require routine testing at chicken processing plants. Products would be considered adulterated. Yes, you're doing this intentionally. If you test positive for salmonella in your factory that produces chicken, you will be considered equivalent to somebody who is putting arsenic intentionally into the chicken products. Oh, okay. So, like, what? You're just going to throw them in jail? Just close down the factory and throw all these people in jail because a naturally occurring stuff occurred here? Yes. Because farts are crimes now. You know, nitrogen, even though most of the air in the atmosphere is nitrogen, we're going to declare war on nitrogen, and nitrogen is a crime. Farts and methane, oh, that's a crime. And now salmonella in a chicken factory is going to be a crime. Yeah. So what are they going to do about this? I will tell you. Would be subject to regulatory action, including shuttering plants that fail to reduce salmonella bacteria levels in their products. Next up, those who don't reduce the nitrogen levels and oxygen levels in their packaging are going to be subject to criminal penalties and closing of their factories. So we're going to have the FDA going out there and closing chicken plants, throwing those people in jail possibly, for not reducing their salmonella counts. Because 10 people a year get sick. All right, folks. If this doesn't sound like the war on chicken to you, I don't know what does. But one of the things that's very interesting about this is that you have Tyson and Purdue Chicken out there going, yeah, we're part of this. We're all for this. Wait a minute. The chicken factories are out there applauding this. Or at least the big processing plants are applauding this. Why is that? Why would they be doing that? Like I said at the beginning, so that they can shut down independent chicken processors, make it so that it is incredibly difficult for anyone to start a new chicken processing plant. This is really not about saving anybody. This is about these big corporations keeping new players out of the business so they can jack their rates up and protect their business from any kind of interlopers. Make it so it's impossible to import chicken from other countries. Yeah. Make sure that the FDA, which you know, has to inspect every facility and approve of all the salmonella counts and everything like that. Of course, we've seen this before. Whenever there's regulations that go into effect, there's a whole bunch of people that get grandfathered in. And so the old plants are going to get grandfathered in. And whenever they have too high of salmonella counts, they're going to get a little slap on the wrist. And then a new factory that's trying to start a production line and is trying to get into the business of processing chicken, if they have too high of a salmonella counts, they will be shut down immediately. Old plants will be slapped on the wrist. New plants, they will be shut down. And, of course, all of the appropriate politicians will be paid handsomely for their re-election campaigns. Folks, you heard it from me. FDA's war on chicken. They will protect you from eating chicken. Not just eating unsafe chicken, but they will make sure that you don't get to eat chicken. Your bugs will be on their way to the store shelves, which you don't have to worry about salmonella in your maggots. You don't need to worry about salmonella in your crickets. Those facilities will be making sure that salmonella, which doesn't occur in crickets or maggots, will not occur in that. It will be labeled for your protection, salmonella-free and gluten-free. Alright folks, if you like this video, you might want to check out this video right here. Otherwise, I will see you later. Stack some food, stack some chicken if you want to eat it later, because things might get a little dicey here.